To create a new calculation, the first thing we need to do is set up the correct currency and measurement unit for our region. In the main menu, click System, then go to Global Settings. Here you can change the unit measurements and the currency which our calculations will use. Once you've saved your measurement units and currency settings, click Save to activate these settings. Now that we have our currency and unit measurements set up, we can now begin creating a new calculation. To begin, click the Calculation button in the top menu. Next, click the Calculation settings. The cost calculation window will appear next. This is where your calculations are saved. It is also where you can create, edit, duplicate, import, export, or delete calculations. Click New to create a new calculation. The next window to appear is the cost calculation window. This is where you input the required information which can be found in the printed specification sheets, as well as the price you paid for each item. The OKI specification sheets can be found on our White Toner Transfer website or on the OKI Data website. Choose a meaningful name for your calculation and provide a detailed description below. Under the Substrate menu we have two options, Name and Price per sheet. The name field refers to the transfer media which you are calculating. The price per sheet is self-explanatory. Enter the price for a single sheet of transfer media. The first option under the toner field is the Based on Sheet Size field. Enter the page size which your printed specification sheet has been calculated with. The usual measurement is DIN A4 or 210mm by 297mm, but please check your specification sheet to be sure. The number of prints menu refers to the total amount of prints which each unit produces, whether we are talking about toner cartridges, image drums, fuse units, transfer belts or waste toner units. All this information can be found in the OKI printer specification sheet. In the next column we have the price fields. You should enter the price which you paid for each toner cartridge. Under the toner section we have one last column with a coverage of field. This refers to the amount of toner used to make the calculations in the OKI printer's specification sheet. This is usually a 5% toner amount. After entering all the information, click Save. Please note, if any fields are left blank, the calculation feature will simply ignore these fields. The new calculation has now been saved to the calculation list. Clicking on the calculation in the list activates the calculation description on the right. The calculation feature lets you import and export calculation sets from the transfer RIP. This is a very handy feature as you can create different calculations for different computers, departments, offices, regions or countries. You can make sure calculations are consistent across your whole company by simply exporting your calculation sets from the transfer RIP and emailing them to each office, shop or copy the file to different computers within your business. Exporting cost calculation sets is a very helpful tool for dealers, as calculation sets can be created and emailed to customers to help speed up the setup of calculation sets for different regions and transfer media. You can only export calculation sets which have already been created within the transfer RIP software.